Hi everyone, this is Cheri with Orchid Corset, and today I have with me Jessica from Pin-Up Persuasion.
Hi.
We are so excited. As most of you know, we have this Pin-Up Invitational happening, and I have known Jessica for almost 3 years now since I came to Orchid Corset, and it's really exciting to finally get to meet her in person because I feel like I sort of know her just through all the brilliant work that she does on her blog. So we have a few questions for Jessica to share with our viewers. I'm sure most of you want to know. How are you, first of all, Jessica?
I'm good.
Was the trip out good?
Yeah, long trip.
Long trip, yes.
Time difference.
A few hours, a little jet lag.
hours, yeah.
Well, you're holding up marvelously well.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So first question, what is your favorite OC corset?
Would be the new mesh waspy corset.
Oh, the 201.
Yeah, 201.
And why? What about that one do you like so much?
It's most comfortable because it actually stretches to the curves and also cinches way more than the other ones because it's not as rigid.
Gotcha. So you're able to bring it in more and still have it be comfortable everywhere.
I can go down about 3 inches in the waist on that, so which was the most ever. So it's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what you want a corset for, right?
Exactly.
Bring that waist in.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite outfit or clothing to pair with a corset?
Usually I like to do even with like the lingerie shoots with the corset, just because it gives you that hourglass shape or more defined if you don't actually have it
to begin with. Not everybody does.
No, and underneath dresses, like that's, you know what I mean,
like
to get
your cute pinup styles that you wear. Yes, yes. So speaking of pinup. So we have this Pin-Up Invitational, and most of the women that we have here are pinup models, but you are not a pinup model, although clearly you could be because you are beautiful and lovely. But you are a blogger, and you have all this information, which is how we hooked up in the first place, because you write these brilliant, detailed reviews of some of the items that we carry, so it was really beneficial, not only to us, but to our fan base, our customers. So you've had that for about 3 years now?
3 years, yeah.
So what inspired you? What got you started in blogging in the first place?
Well, it pretty much started when I got into wearing vintage fashions. It was more modern reproduction over vintage back when I first started. We had a group of ladies that, from a clothing company that we all admired, branch off to talk to one another. And we actually called ourselves Pin-Up Persuasion because it was one of the members that came up with the name. And then I was always the one that everyone came to ask questions about shopping online, because that's all my shopping that I do. And they suggested that I should do it on a larger platform, and that's when I came up with blogging, because even though I'd never read a blog in my entire life, hey, I'm going to give it a go. So, and I asked the girl that came up with the name if I could use it for my blog, and she was like, yeah, for sure. So that's how it started.
That was the birth of Pin-Up Persuasion, which we have watched grow and flourish. I think we've been part of your anniversaries. You've
been there pretty much since the very beginning. You're one of the first companies.
So what kind of growth have you seen in your blog in those 3 years?
Leaps and bounds. Really? Like even just my personal style and evolve into pinup too. Like when I first started, I couldn't do makeup to save my life, and I'm learning hair. This is my 3rd time doing my hair fancy. So, and just the evolve of my fan base. Right. Like that's grown so much. Like it's always been international readers, but it's just the hardcore fans. You know what I mean? Like they just can't wait for the next review because they really rely on that
for your insight.
Yeah.
So do you feel any pressure with that ever? I mean, do you ever feel like you're not getting enough out there, that you wish you could do more?
I do, because I do work a normal 9-to-5 job. This is just a personal pastime. So when I first started, I was always doing 2 blogs a week, but it's very time consuming with photos and everything that's involved.
Well, and you do a good job. Your blogs are really detailed, not like some Tumblr blogs.
It's content.
That are like 3 sentences.
I
Yours
want content over quantity. So now I blog once a week consistently, unless I'm on vacation. Like this week I had a guest blogger to look after the website, so that was great. But you know what I mean, if I can do once a week, at least they know that I'm not inconsistent, because I know there's some blogs that post once a month, and for my readers, I feel selfish if I didn't post regularly. So yeah.
So some, in the past with some of our vloggers that we've had here and bloggers, they've had to deal with trolls, which are, kind of nasty people out there that post either inappropriate or mean comments. Is that something that you've had to deal with? Do you have a lot of that? And if so, what is it that you do about it?
I'm surprised that I've been fortunate that I don't have any. I've never really had any. Whereas I know other bloggers are dealing with it on a daily basis, and I feel horrible for them because it's nothing that I'm doing differently that they're doing, but you just attract certain type of people. But if I did have them, it's just block them and not take it personally, because there's just people out there that are out to
Right, and you're not going to make them happy.
No,
right?
there's nothing you can do. But like I said, I'm very fortunate that I don't have to deal with that at all at this point. Knock on wood.
Let's keep it that way. You just jinxed yourself, Jessica.
No, I know. But
so I have a question here from one of your fans. As you know, we polled some of you that have been watching our social media. We polled fans, and the question that one of your fans has is, where do you find your vintage clothing treasures? And do you have any tips on how to do that?
Well, I buy it all online. Canadians are not gonna like me. It's so hard to find vintage, and where I'm from, at least, I can't walk into a thrift store and find the treasures that I do online. Wow. So the most things I buy is on Etsy. A lot of hours searching consistently. Patience pays off, ladies. Some stuff on eBay, not so much. A lot of vintage groups on Facebook are popping up, so it's a lot. And the main thing lately is Instagram. A lot of companies are posting sneak previews on Instagram. So if you follow them, you get the first dibs of what they're posting. So, and they'll put a size. So I'm like, oh, I'm interested, and I'll go right to their store. And, there are some deals out there, but vintage is becoming so popular, you have to be ready to pay. Yeah, the prices have really gone up.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
Answering those questions. We're so happy that you all are here. If you want to know more about Jessica, make sure you check out her blog at pinuppersuasion.com. We'll have a link in the video for this as well. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, guys.